Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 22 days.
An interesting note, Arkansas has won 8 straight games. Only 4 teams in the nation can say that. And the reason why they do it, they win it up front the old-fashioned way. Man, they'll hit you on offense and on defense. They love it on offense and defensive line. The offensive line is ranked number 2 in the nation and allowing the fewest sacks. Only 6. Watch the time the quarterback has the ball. Beautiful play. The defensive line has great unity. All 4 of these guys are from Little Rock, Arkansas, and that's why they play so hard together. Now, this is an opportunity for Arkansas to say, okay, it's in our hands. We want to win this game up front, both ways. Tonight is the night to start it. Beating Tennessee here will take you a long way towards the national title. Well done.
The Hogs take it to Tennessee.
All right.
I like Arkansas.
I tell you, how can you not love this place? I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Yes, sir. Oh, hey. I'm excited to this thing. I'm excited to this thing.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
You know, it's crazy to think that Lee Corso turned 90 yesterday. That was, of course, of College Game Day here in Fayetteville, Arkansas back in 2006. Corso's final College Game Day will be August the 30th of this month, Texas at Ohio State, where he started putting on the headgear for the first time. And just kind of thinking, not only is it's a tradition that my father and my brother used to do every single Saturday. Obviously, I'm working now a lot on game day, so I don't get to watch as much. But the tribute, they're going to do this thing. It's a Corso special, Not So Fast, my friend, coming up on August the 22nd at 8 o'clock on Friday night, which will be just kind of a tribute to his life, coaching, College Game Day, and whatnot. But you and I were talking as the opening was happening. It's like the Smash Mouth football days. And what Sam Pittman had here in 2021, it helps that you had a guy on the outside in Traylon Burks, which I think I give him more love on this show than anyone that I've ever talked about outside of maybe Darren McFadden. But it helped you had a one-on-one guy that you had to have a safety over the top. So you had a lighter box in situations. You had a quarterback at the time that was cooking. KJ probably had his best year in 2021 compared to 22 and definitely not 23. So a lot of things were happening good, but that Smash Mouth football style, I remember an Arkansas Game Day show that we were doing a while back, and Tommy kind of described Arkansas as like, it just doesn't feel like Arkansas football unless you have that ground and pound running attack. Of course, you want to add a passing game. You want to add other elements to that. But that is what Arkansas football has been in a nutshell. You think back to what it was under Coach Broyles, Coach Holtz, definitely Coach Hatfield, Coach Nutt. There was more passing, of course, in Bobby Petrino. Then you got more running in Brett Bielema style. Sam Pittman, they definitely tried. Every time he talks, he says, we want to be able to run the football. So it definitely brought up some good memories as we get going here on a football Friday.
Yeah, what a great start. I mean, Ty, you had a nice out-of-body experience this morning listening to the line that Corso said, look at all these 4 defensive linemen, all from Little Rock, Arkansas. Where's that been, too? You need some of that as well. So got to get back to a little bit of that, and that ground and pound, like you mentioned. It's definitely something that I know Razorback football fans want to see, because even though you mentioned those Petrino years where we were lighting it up through the air, you were still balanced with my man Niall Davis cutting it up in there. So, Ty, I think that they're desperately missing a good ground and pound football team, and they need it this year.
Still wonder what would have happened if he hadn't gotten injured before the 2011 season. They were still really good, won 11 football games. Only losses to were the team in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who, by the way, were in the national championship that year. But it's kind of off the subject that we touched on yesterday. The goal should be to get to 9 wins nowadays, because 9 wins will at least put you in contention. Now, we saw for the likes of South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Alabama, that does not necessarily guarantee you a college football playoff spot. But 9 wins nowadays will put you in contention. I don't think, now, not this year. I think 9 wins is too much to ask this year. But I think legitimately every 4 or 5 years, that is not too much to ask as an Arkansas fan for around 9 wins. What do you think? That's where we begin here on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetix. I know Tommy has been helped by QC Kinetix. We've had a lot of our or a listening audience and help. It be whether it's knee, hip, shoulder pain, maybe it's just not getting better and you want to get back to what you were doing. Well, QC Kinetix is for you. They're the leaders in regenerative medicine, and it helps your body heal itself. They've got treatments that contain growth factors and the healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself, and that's what you need. Give them a call, 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234. No surgery, no downtime. Just get back to what you want to be as a human being with QC Kinetix. Ryan in Prairie Grove. Surely this guy ain't talking about this year. No, not me, not Lee Corso. But you also brought up another element that I think is important. Now, it was Antoine Robinson. I'm just doing this from memory. Jamal Anderson, Keith Jackson Jr., and I forget the other defensive lineman that was on that front four that Lee Corso was talking about. We heard from Sam Olajibutu, who's on the eastern side of the state now, former All-SEC linebacker coaching for Forest City. I don't think we understand. I think Richard, I think Coach Nutt, I think there's plenty of recruiting people out there that could tell you how important Central Arkansas is to this state. I know the Bryant's really popped off lately. Conway now headed up by Coach James. Pulaski Academy under Coach Kelly for a number of years now under Coach Lucas is always good. But there's still a lot of, you feel like from a public school standpoint, there hasn't been the talent that you had. Of course, Darren McFadden was the head of that 2006 squad. Oak Grove High School, no longer in existence. But that was a Central Arkansas product that everyone in college football wanted. And we've heard Darren talk openly. He was going to Fayetteville. And we're all eternally grateful for that years later. But you have got to some way, somehow, find talent in Central Arkansas moving forward. And if there is talent, you've got to get them to Fayetteville. Arkansas will not play in Little Rock. Knock on wood. Hopefully pass this game on September the 6th against Arkansas State. You've still got to be able to convince kids in Southern Arkansas, Eastern Arkansas, and Central Arkansas who are probably a little disappointed that they can't go to a Little Rock game from here on out, but that Fayetteville is where you want to be. Northwest Arkansas, regardless of what some Central Arkansas people think or not, is now the Mecca of Northwest or of all of Arkansas. And that's fine. Like there shouldn't be there's difference between rivalries between Auburn and Alabama because there's two different institutions. I don't understand, if you're all Arkansas fans, why there is this ongoing rivalry between Northwest and Central Arkansas when we are all trying to accomplish the exact same thing, and that is our football program getting back to where we want it to be. Now, I know that the stat that's been thrown out with Arkansas football, and it's accurate, it's fair, you've averaged about 6 wins in the SEC, but we're not gonna not act like, I know that's not how you say it, that 95, 98, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2011, and heck, I'll even throw in 2021 didn't exist. Those years have existed. So I think personally, and I know it's harder now with the additions of Texas, the additions of Oklahoma. Obviously, A&M and Missouri have both been thorns in your side since 2012. And I remember when that happened, I was just like, man, this is I don't know if I like this. And now when Oklahoma and Texas happen, I know from an entertainment value and standpoint, it's great, but just don't know if I don't think anyone actually knew how bad it could affect or how much it could affect not just Arkansas, but other SEC institutions. So Corso again, final game, college game day coming up. That's going to be on our calendar. We'll have Arkansas game day from 10 to 12 at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Excited to be with Robert, Elizabeth, Matt, Raleigh, and the team over there once again this year. But I'll have an eye on college game day as well, Colton, when we're doing our show.
Yeah, one last ride for Coach Corso will definitely be something that I tune in for. I remember, watching those as a kid, obviously waking up just to see, which headset he'd put on. And, Ty, I know you weren't very much of a big video game player as a kid, but I was in one of the, in the early editions of the NCAA games, they had, Lee Corso on there putting the mascot head on for whatever team you pick. He was picking for the game that you played. So always loved Coach Corso for being a part of my childhood and for always being there. And they do a great job of integrating him as he's gotten older. And so I'll definitely be tuned in for the special and also on his last go around on August 30th.
I know Kurt Herbstreit has done just a really
Yes.
cool job. Just their relationship is pretty unique in that their age difference, and yet you can tell how much they're friends. Which
It
I
almost makes you like him.
yeah. I mean, I like her. I don't have a problem with her. There's people, broadcasters that Arkansas fans just don't like Dickie V, for example. There's a lot of Arkansas fans that dislike Dick Vitale because of things he said that you felt like were demoting Arkansas to a much lesser Kentucky, and fans didn't take it that way. So I get that. I don't feel like Corso fits in that category. So you mentioned your childhood. Obviously, there's a new childhood that's about to be on the way.
It's time for
Baby Waff.
A baby. Oh, I'm having a baby.
Right now, I am a total mess.
Just nailed the baby.
You're never supposed to have the baby on the due date, right?
The hell would give you a kid?
Go out for cigs and never come back.
That makes me super nervous.
All right. Do we have a scare yesterday? Get this
So
text.
it was a full false alarm. She told me I am displaying a lot of signs and symptoms of things that could potentially mean that labor is imminent. Which
That
I mean,
seems
it's
like a
it's
very
been imminent. This
that
whole
seems
time.
like a very measured response from your soon to be.
I'm paraphrasing. I mean, she said I'm not feeling. I mean, she told me all the symptoms, but I mean, she's a pregnant lady. Some of these symptoms are graphic. They're not. I don't want to just talk about them over the radio. But the thing is that I was obviously scared because I thought, okay, now this is if things are progressing quickly. Obviously, we don't even need to have an induction that we had planned for Sunday night. It's just gonna happen naturally, which means that I can sort of get into a rhythm, get into a flow, get my game face on, and be prepared. Made me feel a little bit better about it. So I get home, I sit there, and we're monitoring the situation the best that I can. And literally, as things progress throughout the day, nothing progresses throughout the day. She ends up feeling fine, and yeah. So false alarm, but there are some signs that could indicate that we may not have to go in at all. It could happen over the weekend. I don't know. I'll keep you updated, but. Look, it's nerve-wracking to not know. It's also nerve-wracking to know. I'm just ready for this little boy to be here so I can hopefully not screw up his life.
So the staff got you some items,
They
diapers.
did, yes. Everybody was very, very gracious, and they spent their time, their hard-earned money, after the company to get me some things. We actually didn't have a diaper. We didn't have one of the things that y'all got for us, so that's very, very nice. Super clutch play from Pearson Broadcasting.
Is the nursery ready?
It is ready. It's cute. I got little pictures in there. I'll have to show you some pictures. Doc.
Okay.
But it's ready. Everything is in there. We are ready for baby boy to come whenever he is ready. But I don't know. Could be any day now.
Text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline from BE in Clarksville. Less than 1% of babies are delivered on their due date. I have a niece that was born on her due date. Ryan says you're going to go into full Navy SEAL survivor mode when the time comes. Are you now? Have you like laid out a plan of what you're going to do, or are you just kind of like waiting for Gabby to and the doctor to dictate how?
So if we have, you mean like how I'm going to act, like in the delivery room, or what?
The whole 9 yards.
Okay, so if this was to happen naturally, if I was just to wake up or get a call, we already have our hospital bags packed. They've been packed since middle of July for me. She's had hers packed since June. She's been ready. So we've got all these bags packed and we're ready to go. So if it happens while we're both at home, which is what I'm crossing my fingers, knocking on wood, doing everything I can to hope happens. If it happens naturally, then what's going to happen is we've got our bags packed. We've got a couple other items that are near the door ready to go. I've got a phone list, a notes app list in my phone of all the contacts ready to go, so I don't have to sort through them and type and look through everything. I can just go back and forth from the notes app to the phone. Cancel, hang up, hey, get up here. So we've got that laid out. Then from going to the hospital, I'm going to drive up, valet park up there at the front of the hospital.
Nice valet.
Yeah. No, well, I'm going to, obviously park my car there, get her out. I'm going to have called the hospital already and say, hello, my wife's having a baby. Please send somebody down in a wheelchair. Make sure that I can get her all the way upstairs. And then I don't know if I should call the police or something to let them know, look, I might be driving from Alma to Fort Smith. Which is a 20-minute drive. I'll probably try and make it in as close to 10 as I can. So please, a police escort would be really nice. So I might see if I can just call ahead. I don't know if that's possible. Anybody out there that can set that up for me, let me know. But I'd love to get to the hospital fast. And then from there, it's to be basically the opposite of who I am, which is a worried, anxiety-riddled, little small shell of a person, and instead be the husband that she thinks that I am,
Cool-
which I know
cool
that I
Common
am.
Collective. Stoner says
cool.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Be the strong man that knows that she can power through this, because obviously she can. She's a total boss. So
Stoner says it sounds like you're a little over the top. JT and Hot Springs texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Oh, this is football. JT, we'll get to football stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about football.
We're kind of locked in on baby mode stuff. Well, we'll get Sean, the Fence Man's advice, coming up in just a bit. Fence Man Friday. We're going to pick some preseason games in 22 days out from Arkansas football, and I know I can't wait for it. Hey, this opening drive brought to you by Farm Credit. Hey, maybe you're wanting to spruce up your existing home or build a brand new one. You can do so with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. Go to myaglender.com, or you can visit one of their 25 locations today and start building on more family memories. Again, myaglender.com. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas has 25 locations across our state. New home, or you just, again, want to fix up the new one, you can do so with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. So I will give Colton some props. He sounds like he's prepared. He sounds like he's ready to go. This isn't going to be a fly by the seat of the pants thing. We're going to bring our buddy Sean, the Fence Man, here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Sean, Colton's about to have his first son. You got any advice as a father of a couple kids, man?
Ooh, yes, I do. Never, ever, ever miss an opportunity to do something dangerously safely with your child. They will remember it for the rest of their lives.
So we need an example, like
dangerously and safely, and it was 2 evers before, correct?
The jets. Are we talking about like a jet ski? Or are we talking about a 4x4? Like, I feel like, Sean, we need a more in-depth example. I think
Do you have
I know
any
the
personal
trail you're on.
anecdotes that you could share.
Well, it's like I'm the typical dad. I'm the guy who takes you to the lake, throws you on the tube, and my job is to pop you off of it like popcorn, right?
Perfect.
But it can be dangerous, but you're safely falling into water, so you're not going to die.
Inflict memories disguised as pain. I like that.
I like it. I like it. That is the job. When Colton's son is of age, that is the job of every dad listening to this show right now. Is when you get in that boat and that son or that son's friends behind the tube, it is your moral obligation to flip him off and make sure that he hits the water 4 or 5 times on his way to just kind of laying there for a second, then looking at you like, Dad, why'd you do that? That's just part of life, isn't it, Sean?
It is. And, what I tell my kids, the harder you laugh back there, the harder I go. Because that means I'm doing something right.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, Sean's got parenting advice. He builds great fences, and he's got some picks to share with us. It's time to get into our Fence Man Friday picks.
We got the Braves at the Reds.
I'm going with the Braves.
Going with the Braves.
They both went Braves, so I went Reds.
Astros at the Red Sox.
I'll go with the Astros.
Give me the Houston Astros.
It's Boston.
We got the Rangers at the Mariners.
I'll
in
take Seattle.
No, got to go with the Texas team all the way.
I flipped a coin, and it's the Mariners.
All right, it's football time. I want to pick some preseason games.
Thank goodness.
Let's start with the Detroit Razorbacks at the Atlanta Falcons today at 6 o'clock. Sean, you got Isaac Tesla, Jake Bates, Frank Ragnow won us on the team before he retired. Skipper as well. Do we like Detroit or do we like Atlanta, man?
No, going to go with Detroit.
Okay. I think Frank's is still on Atlanta and is a backup tight end. I believe that's the case. He got a Razorback there as well, maybe another. I'm going to also go Detroit in this one. I know they've got an offensive and defensive coordinator that are trying to figure things out post Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, but I'm going to go Detroit in this one, Colton.
I know it's the first game of the season and it counts for absolutely nothing, but they look terrible in the preseason game or the Hall of Fame game. The Lions backups, all their third team guys looked awful, so I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay, Cowboys at the Rams, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I know Micah Parsons has been in the headline. Sean, does Dallas win despite having some other offseason concerns?
I'm going to have to pick with my customers here in the tri-state region, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, I guess you got 4. So I'm going to have to go with Dallas.
Well, I understand. I'm going to go with the Rams in this one, Colton.
How about them Cowboys, baby? I'll give them this one.
All right, last game, the Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl runner-up, against the Cardinals. This one's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It is cool to see just some backups and some other guys vying to make some roster spots. Colton, who do we like in this one?
Mahomes is playing the first quarter. Done nothing. I have no idea what that means, but give me the Chiefs.
Andy Reid and company win against Arizona tomorrow night, Sean.
Oh yeah. I'm a big Mahomes fan. I know a lot of people like to hate on him, but man, that guy brings so much interesting action to the game. It makes you on the edge of your seat to wondering what antics he's going to pull to get a touchdown or complete a pass. I really like watching him.
I think Patrick Mahomes is a lot like Steph Curry, where even if you're not a fan of the Warriors or the Chiefs, you just love to watch those two play because you never know what's going to happen. They're going to pull something crazy out of their hat each and every game. So I don't like the Chiefs, but I do love watching Patrick Mahomes play football just like you do, Sean. And I know you love to build some fences, man, like Colton's parents' fence. I know you've done it across our state. People just got to call you, 479-782-3936. Commercial, residential, gates, you do it all, man.
We do. The nice thing about it is we're offering you security and safety inside your home. You know, that's the thing that we try to provide. We're trying to give you a service, and at the same time, I'm trying to make sure I've got my guys working and we make a little money. But it is safety and security for you. You got a backyard, like Colton. He's got a little kid coming up. He's going to need a fence to make sure that when he goes out in the backyard, he has a safe and secure area to play in the playground, and you don't have to worry about him disappearing out of there or wandering off at least, and then, automatic gates, man. I just put in one for a friend of mine I've known for years, and he could not stop talking about how nice it is. He don't have to get out of his vehicle to open his gate, drive through, close the gate, and drive on up to his farmhouse. He can just pull up, hit the button, the gate opens, he drives through. He saves himself, 10 minutes of work, and it's just so nice, and we can do that for you as well. We just love serving our customers and just putting out a great product.
TheFencemanAR.com, 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. Sean, have a good rest of your weekend, brother.
Thank you, guys. You too.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef. It's what'sfordinner.com.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Arkansas shot their wad last week. Mississippi.
You have to say that? Yeah, I don't know. All right, I just did.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years. Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
You looking to revamp your closet? Tired of wearing the same old stuff? Hey, Ty Richardson for Roback, one of our new partners here at ESPN Arkansas. Hoodies, joggers, polos, you name it, they have it. Thankfully, Roback is licensed by the University of Arkansas, so you can add to your Razorback collection. Here's the best part. Because you're an ESPN Arkansas listener, you're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com. That's RHOBACK.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
About how there could be a Shaq and Kobe on the right side? Is that something that...
Oh, yeah, the Lake Show. We call it the Lake Show. And
Lake Show.
we love him, man. He's fun to play against, with, and our chemistry, I think, is built a lot over the past couple of weeks, and I think over time it'll just be even better. So,
Shaq McCroy and Kobe Branham. Shaq and Kobe, the Lake Show, which could be a part of your offensive line this upcoming season. I know that you got Kobe, who you know from Fort Smith Southside. Shaq's a kid in Texas, if I remember right. Starts at Oregon, ends up coming here in the transfer portal. A lot of questions about the offensive line. You got Carmona back. You added some pieces like Kittler Robinson. Mentioned Kobe Branham come back, played a lot in the Liberty Bowl, didn't play a lot outside of that game. So offensive line's been a question the last 2 years, and it hasn't been a question that's been answered. You're hoping this season is a lot better than what we've seen from that group the last 2 seasons. And Eric Mateos just talking about really both those guys.
That's good. I mean, he's 6'5", 330. He's mean, plays hard, loves to play, has good stature, working on his technique. He's still got some rawness to him that we got to clean up, but he's got all the tools and he has the football IQ and the passion to do it. So he's looked really good.
Colton, you got a favorite coaching cliche that we hear in fall camp? Because I could probably flip this a year ago, and Mateos was probably saying the same thing about another game. And that's not a shot at Eric Mateos. It's just part of it, man. You just regurgitate the same thing about a different kid a year later. That's what fall camp is sometimes. Now, sometimes, again, like the Monte Harrison DV8 stuff, we get good stuff out of it. Some kids stand out during fall camp. There's a reason they're getting talked about, but is there a cliche that is always funny to you when you hear it every time?
Just about how all these kids are hard workers and that they're doing the right things. I mean, you'd expect them to at this point. I mean, they're Division I athletes. If they're not, they probably wouldn't even be at this point. But I do think that Coach Mateos, when you're doing offensive line stuff, a lot of his answers can get really into the weeds about football stuff. It can get into that jargon really quick. But I thought it was a pretty interesting press conference. He had some good quotes in there, and I do think the one thing I took away is that he does think that his line will be a little bit deeper this year, and they had the potential to rotate guys in and out for maybe the first game or two till they figure out what makes them the most comfortable. So they have a lot of guys that have veteran experience playing a lot of football. Not a lot in the SEC except for a few of the holdovers from last year in Carmona and Marion Harris. So it's going to be a tough test, but I think that they should be a little bit better because they have to be at running the football. That would be good. They were efficient at running the ball, but it wasn't something they could sustain from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, and that's why they didn't close out games.
And hopefully, if they run the football, Taylon Green's going to have more time to pass and run himself. Listed as Davey O'Brien Awards watchlist quarterback, one of 35 guys on that. And they had some good KP, Kyle Parkin said is good stuff in the game notes. So Green and John Mateer, who's new QB at Oklahoma, only quarterbacks to pass nationally over 3,000 yards and rush for over 600 yards in 2024 as guys coming back. Taylon Green's one of only 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season that have thrown for over 4,000 yards and rushed for over 1,000 yards in his FBS career. And it is nice. You got a lot of kids that are obviously at different spots, Mateer being one of them. Even like second-year quarterbacks is rare. Think about that. And the guys that I'm talking about started. Bama Simpson didn't start. I'm just going to go down the list. Bama Simpson didn't start last year. Auburn, Arnold didn't start last year. Lagway started a little bit last season. You got a new thing in Gunnar Stockton in Athens. Kentucky's got Calzada, who's like a recruit in 2019. I guess Nussmeier's one of the few that's been at LSU since 2020. He's been there forever. Ole Miss with Austin Simmons. Mississippi State, I think, is Shapen. Perbula is the kid that was behind. Who's the Penn State quarterback that I'm blanking on?
Drew Aller.
Drew Aller. I think he's the one that transferred, if I remember that right. South Carolina, you got Sellers coming back in year 2. Tennessee's obviously got Joey Aguilar, another kid. Texas has got Arch Manning that didn't start much of last season. A&M, you got Marcel Reed back, and then Pavia for Vanderbilt. So even guys that are back, like year 2 is kind of like just one of those things you don't see a lot of. It's crazy how college football is just nowadays. All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Football Friday. Our Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, it's National Dollar Day. Do you carry cash?
I don't, but I do today, thanks to the wonderful people that work here gave us some extra funds for the baby.
There
but
you
usually
go.
I do have no cash.
I think I have a whopping $5 in my wallet right now. Well, I'll tell you where you can save some cash. Is our buddy Larry Rath with Rath Auto Resources, who joins us now. Larry, I know you and David kind of took this state sales tax weekend and expanded it basically 2 weeks. That was kind of you to do, man.
Well, it's awful hard to get anything done in one weekend, and everybody was doing their school shopping too, right? But a lot of folks need a nicer, newer car to go back to school in, and we're here to help with sales tax paid when you trade on a big inventory, road-ready certified vehicles. You cannot buy a better used car. You can't pay too much. They're all priced on the live market. They all represent a value against real-life market pricing. And you're not going to pay too much. You're going to save some money on your sales tax. Just a terrific time to come in, and we've still got a really good selection. cars, trucks, SUVs, whatever you're looking for, we've got it. Even brand new Mitsubishis qualify for sales tax paid when you trade at the Mitsubishi store in Springdale. So lots of really good things going on. It's going to be a great weekend. We hope you'll come out and see us. Let us save you some money. Sales tax paid when you trade. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
He has everything you need, and again, helping you out with the state sales tax stuff, getting you ready for the school year. You always need a car for the kiddo heading into school or just to close out summer, and Larry Rath is the one to do it. Larry, have a great weekend, man. We'll talk next week, getting closer to football.
I know. You guys have a good day, and folks, come and see it.
All right, when we return to the Morning Rush, we got our Morning Rush Daily Question next.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hawks.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
This is the Morning Rush.
We got to show them we are the University of Arkansas.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, back here on the Morning Rush, it's time for your CartPass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. What's your favorite Lee Corso memory?
Arkansas shot the what last week? Mississippi. You have to say that? Yeah, I don't know. I just did.
I think for me, it has to be when he called that kid a midget. I don't have that audio clip with me, but when he, not so fast, midget, and Fowler and Herbie look at him, he's like, midget. It's like, little guy. Yeah, little guy. And Herbie just kind of puts his hands over her head and that. He's said some funny things like the clip you just heard about that. For those who don't know, he turned 90 yesterday. His final college game day show will be August the 30th this month. Texas at Ohio State, where he initially put on that headset gear. Colton, what is your favorite Lee Corso moment?
Dropping the F-bomb when he was talking about the Houston Cougars, that's probably one of the best ones. Yeah, that's probably just tossing it to the side and picking up the other one. I think that explains him to a T. It was always the performer. It was always just what was he going to do, and that was something he had never done, would never do again, and it was hilarious.
He is quite the entertainer. Quite the entertainer. He's got plenty of things he said over the years that they've had to bleep out or do something with, or they're questionable, but you feel like, he's just older dude. He's just old school. Some older guys can get away with that. He is a much, like Clay occasionally says some things that he can get away with because it's Clay. And Corso, I guess, is the equivalent of him on our airwaves. All right, that is your CartPass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Your favorite Lee Corso memory. He's got plenty of them over the years. Just wish he had more in Fayetteville. Lee in Springdale agrees with you. He said dropping the F-bomb was plenty funny. I forget the player that was there because it was, like you said, Houston versus SMU. I forget which player was up there with him. It wasn't Andre Ware, but I'm forgetting who it was up there. But yeah, that his look, he was just like, oh, and Herbie was like, oh, it happens. All right, CartPass Social, #1 place for indoor golf in Arkansas. I know that you always want to play golf, but sometimes it's too hot, it's rainy, or whatever. Well, you can always play at CartPass Social. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Christian Olson, Rogers Boy, Nate Gearhan, Rogers Boy. I know they would love to see you. You can check them out online at cartpathsocial.com. You can always check them out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Great place for corporate events, team building exercises, birthday parties. I know we got a lot of people that listen at the Tyson home office, the JB Hunt home office, the Walmart home office, and maybe your team needs to get going a little bit, to have a really inspiring final stretch, quarter 4. We'll take them to CartPass Social, and hopefully they'll help you get there. CartPassSocial.com. It's always BYOB. at Cart Pass Social. Colton, who we got on the line, buddy?
We got Brian in Ozark.
Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Ty?
Nothing much. Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to you too. Still planning to see you next Friday at Phoenix Avenue at Hardee's. Hey, I got a question for you because I know you're pretty much objective on some things, and I've been kind of reading about Arkansas's offensive defense quite a bit. Seems like everybody thinks that Arkansas's offense is going to be pretty good as they go up against their own defense. Here's what I'm kind of wondering. I think Arkansas's defense probably takes it easy on their offense so they don't hurt people, right?
I mean, that's typical that you'll find that same thing in Austin, Texas, or anywhere. I mean, if someone hits Arch, it's like DEFCON 3 in Austin, just like it would be in Fayetteville if someone hit Talon.
Yeah, but I mean, we've already lost our starting right guard for the year, and it was no big deal. Like Stark said, we got plenty of backups. So my question is, I don't think that's a good gauge because, these powerful defenses, and I will, since you brought up Texas, I will use 10 of their 11 starters on defense are probably going in the NFL in the next 2 years. I don't see most teams having an answer for Anthony Hill, Colin Simmons, Justice Terry, Ethan Burks, and company. So, I mean, do you think right now it's kind of pretty speculative to be talking about how good they're going to be on offense?
Well, I think that, and I don't want to give you too much credit, but it is probably more accurate to see Texas offense against that defense because it's better. But I do remember an Arkansas defense that only allowed 20 points against Texas last year. Quinn Ewers looked lost. They got a sack within the first series against your best wishes, and something just happened. So I think here I'll say this of Travis Williams. I think a lot of people had questions about last year's defense. Like you lost Chris Paul, you lost Jaheim Thomas. Like you had a good linebacker core, and they lost him. And then you add Steven Dix, you add Xavier Sorey, you had a couple of Brad Spence, who's now a Longhorn, and they might have been better. So I think I'm not worried about the linebacker group. I think I'm a little more excited about the back end. I think it's just the defensive line for me. But your question about Arkansas's offense and what they're going to do this fall, I think there is a cautious optimism from fans listening that you got a second-year quarterback in Talon Green. You've got to what looks to be a better offensive line. Your running backs are maybe equal to or a little less than. We'll have to wait and see. There's good things said consistently about Mike Washington, but your wide receivers, you just have no idea. So it's just really hard to gauge until they go into Oxford, Mississippi, what this team is. You're not going to really find out about them week 1. You're not going to find out about them week 2 against Arkansas State, even though that might be a decent game. But you're going to find out about that football team when they go into Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on September the 13th.
Right. I will say one thing you said about Quinn Ewers. He was hurt from the Louisiana Monroe game all year, and look at him now. So, man, everybody talks about Talon being hurt all year. Quinn was hurt all year and still made the playoffs. So, I think that's in his defense that he never got over that stomach injury until this past year. But, anyways, I hope Arkansas has a good year.
I hope so. Really I hope so, too. What is the bet going to be this year, Brian? Will I still see you next week at Hardee's?
Yeah, I told you I'll be there Friday morning.
All right, so what's the bet going to be this year?
I don't know. We'll think. We'll figure one out.
All right, why don't you ponder it, and we'll think about it, okay?
All right. I'll see you next Friday.
All right, buddy. That is Brian in Ozark. I just want to remind Brian and everyone listening that it's been 7,156 days since Texas has won a national championship football.
One more time.
7,156 days since the Texas Longhorns defeated the USC Trojans back on January the 4th, 2006. So I know Texas made the national championship in 2009. I know they've been to the college football playoff a few times, but they have not won a national championship in nearly 20 years. Now, that being said, I wish Arkansas was in the position of Texas. I wish the roles were reversed. They're not. Oklahoma is even worse than that. You got to go all the way back to 2000. I guess that was Heupel. That was the QB of that team. So I think what's irritating for me and irritating for so many of you listening right now, and I've only dealt with this for 30 years. You've dealt with it for, in some cases, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, is like there is like if an Alabama fan wants to call in and maybe their chariot ride's probably over. I don't see I think Kalen DeBoer's a really good coach. He's not Saban. That team should get used to winning 9 games a year, maybe 10. But they're not winning 11 or 12 like they have been. I think what's so irritating, if you're an Arkansas fan, is that while Texas is the superior program in football, not in basketball, yes, they are in baseball. They hadn't been in a while, but they used to be. That like level of arrogance, cockiness, ego, it's not always backed up with the trophy case. Like Arkansas fans, we at times, and I'm included on this, live in the past. I just told you about the past at Texas. It's nearly 20 years, 7,156 days since that program has won a football national championship. And I don't think it's going to get easier despite the revenue that they bring in from their athletics department, despite them having the brand that they have. It's not like it's going to get easier. And oh, by the way, their schedule is more difficult next year. They got a gift from Greg Sankey and Mark Womack in the initial 2 years of this league. That changes this next season when the roles flipped and they're reversed. And by the way, they still have to go to Athens this year before they play Arkansas. To Athens, which I know they're going to be trying to beat them since they didn't beat them twice last season. That's the annoyance that, not just Brian, that's not just a Brian thing. That is a Texas Longhorn ego thing. But when you present facts, when you present evidence, then there's nothing to really counter it.
If I was Brian, I would worry about the fact that I have never seen this quarterback that's supposed to be a Heisman winner potentially really ever do anything outside of garbage time against garbage teams. I would probably just be more concerned about my team and my offense rather than, a team that you should beat their offense in November. But that's Brian for you.
Yeah, well, hopefully I get paid. Hopefully I can give it
You'll
to
get
Patty
your
at
money.
the Good Samaritan Clinic because I told her I would. We'll see if Brian ends up coming through. So Texas, right? You play them at the end of November. Really excited about the game, the 22nd in Austin. Hopefully Arkansas pulls off the upset. I guess I said the last time you were there, they actually, hold on. I can't remember if that 2008 game was in Austin or if it was in Fayetteville. I think that was Petrino's first year. Might have to double check.
The
on
one
that
where
call.
they just
they got them.
pantsed us?
Arkansas
Yeah.
got.
I think that was in
obliterate.
Austin.
Okay, so I was going to say the last time you were there, you won. Not true. The last time you were there, Matt Jones, our coworker, George Wilson, that squad went down there and beat them 27 to 17, maybe. And maybe it's 27-20, ambush in Austin. So hopefully, again, I like that game just where it falls in Texas' schedule. Roster-wise, it's not close. Who has the better talent, but maybe you get lucky and beat those guys this year. Again, last year, the roster wasn't close either, and you lost by 10 points. You're driving, and unfortunately, CJ fumbles that football, and the game's over after that. Defense showed up. Hopefully, they continue to do so under T. Will this upcoming season. All right, so where does Texas rank amongst the toughest games in college football for Arkansas of the 12? And as we start hour number 2, we're going to rank Arkansas's toughest games the easiest games to the toughest games. We'll go 1 through 12, or 12 through 1, I guess is the proper way to say it. Kyle Sutherland's going to join us at 10:30. He's the publisher of hogby.com, which is with Rivals. And on 3, we're also going to get into our SEC update as well. A.J. Brown had some really funny things to say, plus the SEC game outside of Kentucky that you're most looking forward to on Arkansas's basketball schedule. But it is a football Friday, and it's always brought to you by QC Kinetix. Is that knee, hip, or shoulder still bothering you? Not getting any better? Well, QC Kinetix can help you. No downtime, no surgery. Just hit pause for a sec. You can get back to what you're doing thanks to their advanced regenerative medicine, restore, repair your damaged joint tissue. I know Tommy, they've helped him out with that. QC Kinetix, no drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. They bring you Football Friday every Friday. Give them a call, 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetix. Hour 2 is next.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
It's back to school time at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. Troy, I see all this about the back to school rebate. What is this?
Yeah, man. So, Tommy, it's something awesome. You know, we were trying to figure out a way to kind of give back to the community. You've got kids going to school. You're spending, tons of money. You got money just pouring out of your pocket right now. The back to school rebate is if you've got a child, right, going back to school, the rebate can be used as a discount on the vehicle of $1,500, or you can get a check back to you for $1,500.
And you can use that however you need to get the vehicle tagged, to get it insured, or to pay those back to school bills.
Yeah, definitely. If you got to get the kids some clothes, if you got to get some school supplies, whatever the case is, and let's say you don't have any kids going back to school, you can still use that back to school rebate for a discount on any vehicle we have on the lot.
Get all the details. The back to school rebate available now for a limited time. Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we should see plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon are going to soar all the way into the upper 90s. Later on tonight, a mainly clear sky, overnight lows in the middle of 70s. And then on Saturday, lots of sunshine, the high into the mid 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 22 days.
It's an interesting note. Arkansas has won 8 straight games. Only 4 teams in the nation can say that. And the reason why they do it, they win it up front the old-fashioned way. Man, they'll hit you on offense and on defense. They love it on offense and defensive line. The offensive line is ranked number 2 in the nation and allowing the fewest sacks. Only 6. Watch the time the quarterback has the ball. Beautiful play. The defensive line has great unity. All 4 of these guys are from Little Rock, Arkansas. And that's why they play so hard together. Now, this is an opportunity for Arkansas to say, okay, it's in our hands. We want to win this game up front, both ways. Tonight is the night to start it. Beating Tennessee here will take you a long way toward the national title. Well, the Hogs take it to Tennessee. I like Arkansas. I tell you, how can you not love this place? I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Yes, sir. Oh, hey. Get his thing.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetix. Lee Corso turned 90 yesterday. His final game on College Game Day will be this upcoming August 30th. Final Saturday, he will be on a College Game Day podcast. It sounds like they're going to do this cool tribute for him, which I thought was a good gesture from ESPN and also his co-workers as well. It is on August the 22nd at 8 p.m. Not so fast, my friend. It's going to have his College Game Day stuff, his coaching, his life, and after that, I know that his colleagues like Desmond Howard, Reese Davis, Chris Fowler, Kurt Herbstreit, they're really excited about that. But that was a game back that you won in 2006 against the Tennessee Volunteers. College Game Day football's been here once. College Game Day basketball was here, I guess, a year ago when you lost to Kentucky. But that was such a fun night. Darren McFadden and Felix Jones ran roughshod. It was like 28-7 at half or something like that. What's his face? Philip Fulmer's walking to halftime. Dr. Jerry Punch is interviewing him. He's like, man, he's all man, Jerry. We got to tackle him.
We got to tackle his butt.
Yeah, you did it. Do that one more time.
We got to tackle his butt.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
And they didn't. They really didn't. Arkansas ended up beating him. Ainge was injured that game. Crompton, their backup quarterback, was in. Quite a fun night in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Ty, they just talked about your program differently. The stakes were so much higher on that night. They were talking about the fact that you could find your way into not only the SEC championship picture, but the national championship picture. They just don't talk about you like that anymore. You haven't been in those type of games of consequence in a long time.
You got housed. It was a close game against USC in the first half. And then John David Booty and company just ran you off the field in that second half. Then you saw a little bit of Mitch Mustain, and the Mitch Mustain thing took over. Then he got subbed out later in the season. I think it was against South Carolina. Casey, I think, got injured in that Tennessee game and then came back. So that was quite a saga in 2006, and Arkansas advanced to the SEC championship. And unfortunately, we know all what happened there. Hacker and Harrison, I haven't heard the whole Corso rant before putting the hog head on since seeing it live. Real cool. Hacker, I actually was in a wormhole this morning, as Colton was. We were just going back and watching some old Lee Corso clips. They did a live shot on the field with him, Fowler. This was before Herbie was, I think, in the big night games now that he does for ABC with Fowler. And so it was really cool. He just had so much energy. You can tell, obviously, things, age has affected him nowadays. And I'm glad they're going about this the right way, because he's put a lot of time, effort, and energy for college football fans, including ourselves across the country. So his last college game day coming up in Columbus, Ohio, against the Texas Longhorns and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetix. Hey, what are you dealing with right now? Do you want to get rid of it? That constant pain, your knees, your back, your shoulder, whatever it is, QC Kinetix can help you out. They've helped so many others like Tommy. It's the regenerative medicine, no downtime, no drugs. It's going to get you back to what you want to do. I know a lot of us like to stay active here in the natural state or wherever you're listening this morning. Well, they can help you do it. 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234. Real results that let you move easier and live better. That is QC Kinetix. So, Brian called in earlier, and some fans are frustrated, like Alex and Stuttgart and Kyle and others, that it's like, why do you let him on? Well, we're an equal opportunity program, whether you're a fan of Texas or Arkansas or anyone. We're more often than not, we're going to let you appear. That's what we do. You can always do it on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. But for now, because Brian brought up Texas, I want to talk about Arkansas' schedule this season. Arkansas will play Texas on November the 22nd in Austin, Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium. Hopefully, the team in red and white will be walking out with a victory. But let's rank the difficulty from easiest to most difficult this upcoming season. I'll give you mine, Colton give you his, and then you tell us where we're right and where we're wrong. Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. We'll kind of do this like the Pradco Pyramid of Power, Colton. I'll say one, you say one. So first,
we start from the top or the bottom.
Depends on what you call it at. Probably the bottom.
By the way, you have Ole Miss on your list twice.
Okay, we got to fix that. I'll fix it mid segment, mid show.
You're missing Auburn.
Okay, that's the team. Alabama A&M.
Yeah, they're at the bottom. Easiest.
At 12.
Yeah, 12. Okay, here we go, 12.
Okay.
Yeah, Alabama A&M at 12 for me. At 11, I have Arkansas State.
I've got Mississippi State. And I know that might sound dumb, considering one's an SEC opponent and the other is a team that you pride yourselves being better at. But I can't put a finger on how much, or I can't put into words how much I think this game means to Arkansas State. And I actually think the Arkansas State game will be closer than the Mississippi State game.
Well,
personally,
I think that Arkansas State, I was looking at their roster the other day, and they do have a lot of kids from Arkansas on their roster that I'm sure have just this hatred in their heart now for the Razorbacks, because they were probably likely overlooked. Never even got an offer, never got a look, anything like that. So that tenacity, I'm sure they'll have a little bit of, want for revenge. But at the same time, I know that this is a Sun Belt program. You should be better than them from 1 through 22 and all the way down to the 85th scholarship player on your roster. And I think that they should be, and I think it'll still be a close game, but I got to give a little bit of credit to Mississippi State. I think Jeff Levy is a really brilliant offensive mind, and I think that he's gotten a little bit better, gotten some more players in the transfer portal this year, but look, they have a hard schedule too, and I'm not sure that they'll be that much. They'll be pretty beaten up by the time we see them.
So I have Arkansas State at 10. Who do you have at 10?
I have Mississippi State, so
okay.
I mean, we're not too far off.
So you flip-flopped them.
Yeah. We both have Memphis at 9.
Okay. Having to play them after Ole Miss, where that will be an emotional win or an emotional loss, in my opinion.
Okay, now you have to explain this one to me, because who do you have at number 8?
So I have Auburn. I forgot to. I changed it right. I printed the old one, but I have Auburn at number 8.
Okay, all right. Number 8 is Auburn. That's also who I have. I thought you had somebody different, but yeah, Auburn. Ty, I don't know about you, but I'm not getting good vibes from the Plains this year. I don't know. I think that should be.
I would be very. Listen,
yeah.
You fired Gene Chizik. You fired Brian Harsin, and you might send Hugh Freeze on his merry way. You kept Hugh Freeze from an SEC championship game, and you might kick him out of the SEC once and for all as a head coach. All right, so the next thing is going to fire up Mr. Zach Arns. I've got Notre Dame at 7. What did Arns call it? Catholics versus cousins? Listen, I hate it as much as all y'all do that it's an 11 a.m. game. I don't care. It's on ABC. Who gives a rip what television station is on? Play that sucker at night. Throw it on the SEC network. Heck, throw it on Plus. I don't really care. That should be a night game. It's not. Whatever. ESPN, Disney, ABC, they wanted in that slot to go against whoever Ohio State is probably playing that day. Here's my logic behind that. Notre Dame lost a lot from last year's team. Yes, I think it's Jeremiah Love that Zach Sins being real about like every week or so. And I know they beat Georgia on the way to the national championship this year. And I know that Marcus Freeman is one of my favorite coaches outside of Fayetteville. Like he's a really good coach. And I love listening to him. I like a lot of aspects about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't put them above any of the remaining 6 teams that I have ranked. So yes, I have Notre Dame, a preseason top 10 team, as the 7th hardest team, most difficult. And that doesn't just apply to rosters and coaching, intangibles, everything where my mind is. I have them as the 7th in the 7 hole against Arkansas this year. Who's in 7 for you?
I've got Ole Miss. I'm giving a little bit more credit to Notre Dame than I think you are. I think that's going to be a really difficult game. I think that it's just, I don't know, it's going to be a really tall order for Arkansas to compete in that game. Notre Dame is really good. But I got Ole Miss kind of right here in the middle around number 7 because there's a lot of question marks surrounding what's happening in Oxford too. I know they have a lot of really good players. They pilfered a handful of your playmakers last year and some of the players that had logged a lot of minutes for you as Arkansas Razorbacks, and that's got to leave a sour taste in the mouths of plenty of the guys in Fayetteville this year. But Ole Miss is still going to have a lot of really, really good players, and they're also going to have a really good scheme that you saw last year torched Travis Williams and the Arkansas defense. So I think that while Ole Miss has a lot of questions, that should still be a semi-difficult game, but there's more difficult road games on the schedule, in my opinion.
So I have Ole Miss at number 6. Who is at number 6 for you?
Tennessee. I think that Tennessee, I don't know that they're as good as, we've put them up to be. I think last year they kind of got absolutely hosed in the playoff by Ohio State, who would obviously go on to win the whole thing. But I think that team was good last year in spite of Nico at times. And Nico was still, he's not terrible. But they're bringing in a guy in Joey Aguilar that just, I don't know that he's an upgrade at all. And I'm not sure that they've upgraded really at too many other places. I'm not keyed into Tennessee football as much as I am, say, Arkansas or some of the other schools. But I think that that's definitely a game that you can go on the road and win. But at the same time, Neyland Stadium, I think they've won out of the last 3 years, or they've won probably 30 games at home, or not 3 years, but they've won 30 games at home in the last 5 years. They're really good.
Yeah, they are really good. But the last time they did play the Razorbacks in Neyland, they lost in 2015. Arkansas won 5 of the last 6. You lost to them, I guess, in 2007, but you beat them in 2006, 2011, 2015, 2020, and then 2024. I think that's 5 of 6, if my math is correct. I've got A&M at number 4. Who do you have at number? Or did we skip one?
You skipped one. You skipped number 5.
Sorry, Tennessee at number 5. Who do you have as the 5th toughest game on Arkansas' schedule, number 5?
LSU. That's going to be a tall order going all the way into Baton Rouge. I think that it's a tough game historically. Playing in Baton Rouge has not fared well for you, but who knows? I think that LSU is going to be really good this year if they, can keep everybody healthy.
I've got A&M at number 4. I think you're like, well, Ty, that game's in Fayetteville. Darren McFadden's going to be honored, everything else. I do think there's going to be some added pressure. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that game is at night, kind of middle of your season, especially that stretch where you have Texas A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State. Be nice to reel off 3 straight. Hopefully you're competitive the week before Knoxville. Y'all know how it is, though. You never beat the Aggies for whatever reason. You beat them once since they joined the Southeastern Conference. It's ridiculous, and yet it happens each and every year. Now, those games, with the exception of that game in 2020, which was in Kyle Station, I guess the first 2 in 2012 and 2013, College Station and Fayetteville, have been in Dallas. You're no longer playing in Dallas. Maybe that will give you some good juju. Darren being back, his teammates being back, Coach Nutt in town. Hopefully they win that game, but to me that is still a tall order considering the past against. And listen, I know that Tommy and Clay, whenever I talk about the past, they don't say it. But guys, there's reason. In my opinion, there's reasons it took Kentucky forever to beat Florida. Mm-hmm. There's reasons that Ole Miss can't ever win at 9 Baton Rouge. There's reasons that Arkansas can't beat A&M. There's reasons they can't be you can't tell me. It's like with Arkansas and LSU in baseball. Like, people kept telling me heading into that game that, past doesn't matter. I mean, Arkansas stacks up against them. The past does matter. It absolutely matters. And because all it does is builds up more and more pressure on the team that has to overcome what other teams were not able to. And for whatever reason, we have not been able to overcome Texas A&M, with the exception of one time in 2021. Thank you, Mr. Traylon Burks. So they're at 4.
Got Notre Dame at 4 for us. I think that's just going to be, it's a really, really good team. I know that they've, trying to replace players, same as everybody else in the portal world. But Ty, for me, I think this is one of those you're playing a team with a real name, a real brand name. And for Notre Dame, I think that the Razorbacks may end up getting caught, with their eyes kind of glossed over from looking at all those gold helmets shining in the noonday sun. I think that they're playing a team with a brand name, and I think that that's a lot for this Razorback team to ask. I think they might be a little bit intimidated. I don't know, but I know that Notre Dame's going to be really good. Whoever the hell scheduled this game should be put on this trial, and they should be asked what their thought process is. I know that it's, a big marquee opponent, but you're not getting this game at night. They're probably better than you all, 1-2-22, like I've said before about other teams on your schedule. I just don't know how there's 8 more, how there's that many games on your schedule that are more difficult than having to have Notre Dame come into your house.
I've got LSU at number 3, a team that I think is going to go on to win the national championship this year. You play them on November the 15th, the week before. You do get the luxury of them going to Tuscaloosa. What's weird about LSU is they've had more success against the Crimson Tide in Alabama than they actually have in Baton Rouge. They always get hyped for these night LSU Alabama games in Baton Rouge, and Bama wins just every time. So maybe they'll win the week before and have a letdown. Maybe they'll lose the week before, and they'll turn that into 2 games. But that, to me, is the 3rd toughest game on your schedule this fall.
I've got A&M. I think it's the same reason. It's the history of all the spooky, weird stuff that seems to happen. I know that we've kind of, we're not playing this game anymore in Jerry World. We finally get it back home and home, and so you're getting to play them for the first time since you played Johnny Football back, what was that, 2013, 2012? So, I mean, it's been a long time since you've had A&M come to your place, and the thing is, A&M is really good. They return a lot of production from last year, and they kind of ran roughshod all over you at will at times in that game last year. So I anticipate them being able to do a lot of the same things. But the question for A&M, Ty, is are they going to be able to finish games down the stretch like they've never been able to do? I mean, no matter who it is, whether it be Fisher, Elko, Sumlin, at times whenever, games of consequence down the stretch late in November, Texas A&M seems to fall. I mean, I know that we kind of catch them in October, so it's the middle of the season, but they got off to a hot start last year, and they couldn't get anything done with it. So I think that Texas A&M is going to be really good this year, and hopefully you kind of get that monkey off your back, and like you said, you beat them like you only haven't done, a handful of times since you've been playing them. Yeah. So
you'd love to get that off.
You'd love to get that monkey off.
This is going to surprise some people. I've got Texas at 2. Going to Austin, and I've got Missouri at 1. Now, this is going to be some flawed logic for a lot of people listening. That's fine. But I just love where Texas falls in the schedule, and I just don't I know what Missouri's going to be playing for at the end of the year. They're going to be playing for the right to go to the college football playoff. I got no idea. I hope Arkansas is playing for the right to play for a mid-level solid SEC bowl game. I just don't know. We can't beat these guys. And I hope that changes this year. It changed in 2015, changed in 2021. But Drink loves kicking our you-know-whats. And he is, and I say kicking, most of these games have not been blowouts. They've been very similar to the Texas A&M games where Arkansas has had chances to win, and they just haven't. And I know that game's in Fayetteville, the other game's in Austin. But I cannot put the Texas game above Missouri. And Texas is a better football team. It's a better football program. You could argue Sark's a better coach than Drink, and I would have a lot of pushback, but I still think for whatever reason, a home football game to close out your season is tougher than the week before when you travel to Austin. And I don't know why. I could not put Texas at 1.
I got those flip-flopped. I mean, I think that I'll have a lot of the same schools of thought, but I think that getting Missouri at home makes that test a little bit easier. Obviously, you'd like to beat them, and then I got Texas at 1 for the same reason. I hate to give our favorite, resident Muppet caller some love, but I think he's right when he's talking about Texas's defense. They are really, really good, and I think that they're going to be probably the anchor of that team all year long. And hopefully if they can hold up all the way from, the beginning of the season to November 22nd, I don't know that they'll have too much of a problem with Arkansas, but I think that I kind of got those flip-flop because getting Missouri at home, I think that you should play them better there.
Well, that wraps up the least difficult to most difficult part of Arkansas' schedule. According to Stoner, we're on crack.
Thanks.
Assume that was going to be the response here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Well, if we did get into legal trouble for doing the crack like Stoner thinks we're doing, I guess I need to call Jackie at Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505. She can help with all sorts of things. Family law, dog bite cases, car wrecks, slip and falls, go to mocklegalsolutions.com. She also can help you if you're in the Sallisaw area in Sequoia and LaFleur County. Listen, times can be tough. Not everyone just has $5,000 to just pony up and give to Jackie and the team. That's why they have flat fees, and they can offer low down payments and payment plans and take care of you. Listen, laws have changed, and yes, joint custody is a default, but they're not afraid to go to trial, and they're successful when they do. One more time, mocklegalsolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. JT in Hot Springs texting in. Ty, that is truly the saddest statement you will say, that on November 29th, we will be playing, hopefully, to go to a mid-tier bowl. I don't think that's a sad statement. Does anyone expect this team to go to a college football playoff? No. A mid-tier bowl would be kind of going back to Florida, where Sam Pittman and company went in after the 2021 season, and you beat Penn State. Like, that to me was the most accomplished you've had as a football program since 2011. That to me would be an incredible year. And Sam Pittman, if they won 8 games with this schedule, should be a coach of the year candidate, if not win the whole stinking thing. But yes, I get where you're coming from, JT, in Hot Springs. Our program is not where it was 15 years ago. Hopefully at some point in time, it'll get back to that. SEC update coming up. Why A.J. Brown didn't go to Georgia. Your favorite SEC game, basketball-wise, you're looking forward to is that partial schedule was announced as well. We'll get into all of that coming up here as we continue on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetix.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
I mean, today they all did some awesome stuff, and they all did stuff that pissed me off.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I will tell you this, though. I didn't choose Georgia because I got recruited from Georgia. I didn't choose Georgia because I don't like wearing black socks.
Oh, yeah.
That may be crazy, but I hate wearing.
No, I think people don't ever like put in like a 17-year-old. Obviously, there's whether you're being close to home or like the coaching staff. But I feel like, you played the game online, you played the video game, like jersey combinations do matter a little bit.
It absolutely does. Because putting on black socks with black cleats is just so hideous.
It's slow.
It's so hideous.
It's slow.
Because when I put on white, I feel so fast, so smooth. Like, it's just something about it.
I still can't believe that's a conversation. But it is 2025, and, people have their preferences. I can't imagine telling Tommy that, I'm not coming to work here just because I have to do so-and-so. I will say this. There's a little more lax to the the dress code, I should say. I mean, I wear a golf polo or a station polo and khaki shorts pretty much 9 or 10 months out of the year. When it's cold, I'll throw on a jacket or throw on jeans or something like that. But there is a little bit of a difference maybe how he's dressed than how I'm dressed each and every morning.
I don't even dress
you'll wear
that
pants.
Well.
You'll wear pants.
I don't even dress that well. So I'll occasionally throw on some sweatpants because I'm not one of the outward facing. I'm not the prized pupil of ESPN Arkansas like you, Ty. So I don't have to dress up all the time, make sure my hair is combed. I just throw a hat on and hope the camera's not on me that day. But there is some merit to what he's talking about. Like, not necessarily about black versus white, but yes, if you look good and you feel good, you're going to play good. I'm sure there's studies out there. I wish I was intelligent enough to cite them right now, but that is a real thing.
Bring those up.
That is a real thing. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to at least play better, or at least feel like you're playing better. As long as if you think it, you do it.
I don't care if Arkansas wears basketball anthracites, but if I see that on my football field this fall, I'm going to go ballistic.
Don't do black.
I don't know a single. I don't know any young fans that like those. I don't know any old fans that like those. I don't know any middle-aged fans that like those. So let's just eliminate those. Kind of like the frontward facing off. Football-wise, basketball, baseball, mix it up if you want to, but football, red, white. Keep it easy. Keep
You don't
it
like
simple.
the
wanna
red pants. The red pants occasionally is okay,
Yeah.
but they never win when they wear the red pants.
If you want to mix, the helmets up, you can. But yeah, that's my thing on that. So that was AJ Brown choosing to go to Ole Miss rather than Georgia. He's a Starkville High School kid, and I know that a lot of Mississippi State fans were distraught when he did not end up there. Other SEC news: Tennessee's not doing a call-in coaches show anymore called Vol Calls. I'll tell you what, we will never, ever on these airwaves discontinue the Lewis Automotive Group hotline because sports radio is always meant to be not just consumed via radio, the Hit That Line Now app, which you can always listen to, which is always powered by Taco Bell, hitthatline.com, watching us YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. But we always want you to be able to interact with us via text and via call. So I can tell you, as long as I'm here, that will never be eliminated on any of our programming. Last thing, we got kind of the SEC basketball announcement yesterday for Arkansas. You've got some marquee games coming to your building. I mean, I cannot wait to see what Bud Walton looks like this upcoming season. It is going to be phenomenal. Tennessee being a home game, Kentucky. I mean, you open up with Tennessee, you get Kentucky in here. There are just some you've got LSU coming. I don't think LSU is going to be that great. Auburn's coming in here. You're also traveling to Auburn as well. Which game outside of Kentucky are you looking most forward to basketball wise coming into Bud Walton Arena?
Definitely want to see us play Auburn again. It's good that we get them home and away. I think that'll be fun. Always, play one of the best teams in the SEC every year. Obviously, everyone's looking forward to the Kentucky game, but one that I've got my eye on is later on down the road. It's one of your final games of the SEC season. Is you got to go to Florida to take on Boogie Fland and the defending national championships. A kid that played point guard for you last year, unfortunately, suffered the injury and couldn't make it through the thick part of the season, but that's a really talented player, and I think that he'll have a little chip on his shoulder for maybe, not being able to stay where he originally started his career, but a talented player, and that's going to be a really good team because as much as I don't like, smarmy little Todd Golden, he's a good basketball coach too, and they'll have a good squad.
All right, that is your SEC update here on a Football Friday. Football Friday always brought to you by QC Kinetix. Our SEC update is brought to you by our friends at APAC and Standard Materials Group. Hey, do you need top quality aggregates, asphalt, ready to mix concrete, or maybe you're looking for different surveying, engineering, construction, all these capabilities that you're not familiar with? Well, they can do it all at APAC and Standard Materials Group for something small or something large. No job is too big or too small. Give them a call, 479-587-3300. That's 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. Kyle Sutherland, hogbeat.com, is going to join us coming up momentarily. He was, I think, at practice, so we'll get a chance to listen what him had to say. Yesterday, we heard from Eric Mateos and the Arkansas offensive line, which I know a lot of people are wondering about what that looks like. There are still some pieces being worked on, what Carmona, Robinson, Kittler, those are pretty rock solid. Maybe the right side of the line is a little bit more of a question mark. Here was Eric Mateos on it yesterday.
No. Nobody. I mean, today they all did some awesome stuff, and they all did stuff that pissed me off. So it's probably not the right time to ask me. Maybe ask me if I'm at Parlor Donuts, happy, and I might tell you. But right now, I don't know. We'll see. They're all good players, and they've all played. So they know it's a competition. Everybody in the room knows it's a competition. So it's the guy who can stack the most wins, the most daily wins, and the most days that I think is going to win that job.
Stack the days up, baby. Stack them up. Listen, if you can get this thing resolved, I think I would have a lot less anxiety about the offense if the offensive line is good, because that means your running game's going to be good.
Yeah.
You've got, you look up and down every SEC roster. Now, is there a Derrick Henry on every roster? No, but you've got SEC quality running backs on every roster. I think Arkansas has that here in Fayetteville. Are they as good as, say, the ones in Georgia, Alabama, maybe LA? Maybe, but it's not. That gap I don't think is as big. So if you get the running game cooking, Taylor's going to feel better about passing, and then we'll have to just see who comes through on that. But that was, I appreciate Eric Mateos being like, yeah, they pissed me off. Good. We want to hear that. We don't want to hear, man, this guy really showed up. This guy. They all. It's like, that actually is good. When coaches get mad, like Freeze did yesterday at his group for apparently an awful Wednesday practice or Tuesday practice, whatever it was, listen, I know sometimes negativity does better stuff on social media or on radio or whatnot. And I try to stay away from that unless it's just in front of me and we have to use it. But fans appreciate just being honest. Just be honest with us. Like, yeah, we don't know about the right offensive line yet. We don't know about the right guard yet. We still got to figure it out. I know that worries you a little bit, but at least you feel like you've got the left side in the center position taken care of, and hopefully that'll get solidified, Colton, before the season begins, because we're basically 3 weeks out from this thing.
What did Corso say back in 2006 when he was complimenting our Hogs that whole time on the game day segment? Yeah.
Are you talking about this?
Arkansas shot the one last week.
Not that. But talking about how there was the number 2 offensive line in the whole country, and all 4 of our defensive linemen were all from North Little Rock. They're all from Little Rock, and they all played well together, and they were they had the highest sacks, and there was Jamal Anderson on there who became one of the best, the highest picked players on your entire program's history. So you have to have good trench play, offense and defense. And I think Coach Mateos is a really sharp guy. And you said it, Ty. I mean, he expects a lot from his players. And I know that he also talked about the fact that they think that they're comfortable right now with maybe playing 7-8 guys at the beginning, first game of the season until they figure out what gels. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that. But you're right, Ty. The confidence in your team only goes as far as, how well your O-line can push people off the ball to move the ball when you're running or protect your quarterback.
All right, we've got one more segment coming up. Kyle Sutherland's going to join us, hogbeat.com. Excited to chat with him. Tommy's going to be back with us on Monday, also excited about that. So I'm going to do my best in his stead, in his place, to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. You can always give them a call at 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202 for a great time, whether you're eating, whether you're fishing, whether you're just hanging out, seeing the nature like my parents like to. You want to see it firsthand, obviously go. You want to see it just kind of what it looks like, go to Facebook, go to gastons.com, and you'll see all these different people that have traveled to the White River and had the time of their lives. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetix. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Be the opposite of who I am. Always good advice. Will do.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, The life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Team is your home for all your automotive needs in the River Valley. With 2 big Crane, Kia, and Hyundai locations in Fort Smith, the Crane team has the perfect vehicle for you. From pickup and delivery to service after the sale, plus our famous huge Crane Cash discounts. The Crane team simply can't be beat. Shop Arkansas's largest selection of Kia Tellurides, Hyundai Palisades, Sorrentos, Tucsons, and more. Visit us today or shop online at craneteam.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
All right, we're going to talk a little football with Kyle Sutherland coming up in just a bit. Before we do that, I got to tell you about our friends at Brothers Roofing, 479-353-3877. Actually, just got a chance to talk with Brother Alexander last week. I know that they can service all over Arkansas. They were helping us something out with the radio station. They can do that for you as well. Again, brother, you probably know him from the Lou Holtz days playing for Coach Holtz back in the day, and now he's been doing roofing stuff for nearly 30 years. Again, 479-353-3877. That's 479-353-3877 for Brothers Roofing and Restoration. We go to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline where our friend Kyle Sutherland is patiently waiting on us. Kyle, what's going on, man? Now, did you make it to camp today, or we just we listening and watching this thing remotely?
So I'm I was getting a little bit of I wasn't there, but I kind of a little bit of a mix of things. I've been getting some reports, mainly my managing editor Daniel Fair for Hogbeat definitely got to give him some pub. He has been at every practice for us, has been to every press conference, so he's kind of in the boots on the ground and giving me some stuff. Of course, we've got our takeaways on hogbeat.com each day as well, but he's been feeding me some info so that way I didn't come into this blind.
So before we talk about kind of what's been going on, I saw this I saw this Instagram reel. Benville High School, did you see this, Kyle? Got ranked as the #3 high school athletics program in the country.
I did not, but I'm not shocked at all. I did not hear that.
I know they've had a lot of football success, but when you think about some of the other success on that campus, that just kind of caught me off guard that they were ranked of all. Like, it'd be one thing if it was in Arkansas, but of all high schools in the country, they got ranked 3rd best athletics program in 2025.
Yeah, no, that's pretty impressive. And like you said, it doesn't shock you. I mean, if you just go to football alone and you see just the stadium and the entrance they have, it's very unique, not just in the state, but nationally. But of course, they've got a pretty much perennially nationally ranked softball program, which I covered pretty heavily when I was doing prep high school athletics and all that. But Yeah, you're right. They've got a pretty well-rounded athletic program, and when you've got the athletic facilities to go with it, you're going to get some attention outside of the state border.
Kyle, I know you follow high school football pretty closely in this state. Maybe what storylines? I mean, Kane Archer, kind of over in our neck of the woods. There's always stories what's going on in Northwest Arkansas. We had Sam Alajabutu on, who's the DC at Forest City High School. What are some major high school storylines you're looking forward to covering this season?
Well, just in your neck of the woods, Kane Archer right there. I mean, what he did, of course, 2-time state champion quarterback, and last year had more touchdowns than incompletions, just that crazy stat. So it's hard to ask for much more than what we've already seen from him. A real interesting story in your area, and so kind of at least in your region in Mansfield, if you follow that football team, they've been a really successful 3A program over the past couple of years. I think they've made back-to-back semifinal runs in 3A, if I'm not mistaken, but Burton is a name that you need to know because they've got about 7 or 8 brothers. A couple of those have graduated, but multiple of them are contributors and very high-quality contributors for the junior high and senior high team. So that's a really unique story for a small school kind of in that region.
Okay. Well, there's always something high school football going on. I know people now are excited about 22 days out from Razorback football, but high school football will be here before we know it. Kyle, from maybe what you've, I don't know, just like kind of what you've listened to, what you've monitored from Arkansas football thus far. We've listened to Sam Pittman. We've listened to Ben Souders, a lot of the assistant coaches, Eric Mateos. What has been maybe the biggest storyline you've taken away through, I guess, about a week of fall camp?
Well, if you talk about all of the coaches talking, we'll get Colby Smith here at about 20 minutes or about 30 minutes or so, the running backs coach, but the coaches that we've heard from so far, I would say that just about all of them have said their position group is, or not all of them, but the majority, it seems, have said that their position group is the best that it's been since they've been there. So obviously, especially when you hear Scott Fountain say that's the longest tenured coach on staff, or now being with Pittman for 6 years there. And of course, they had worked together at previous schools, but that's the one thing, because there's so many question marks, right? And especially in this portal world, there's going to be a lot of question marks for so many different teams. But as far as the collective group of coaches, that's one thing that's really pointed out to me is, yes, I know we're going to hear our standard coach speak during fall camp and all those things, but you don't always say this is the best group I've had since I've been here. Eric Mateo said it yesterday. Scott Fountain said it. So it is nice to hear that. We just need to see those results on the field.
What is the position group outside of wide receivers that you're most concerned about? I think it's pretty consensus from who I've talked to that's the one. That doesn't mean it can't be solved. That doesn't mean they can't have success. But if you want to look what they lost to what they have, it's not close. But what's number 2?
I would say for sure, and honestly, Todd, number 1 for me might be D-backs. It's just because I like the length that you have back there. I like the depth. That's one thing that Daniel had told me today about practice is really that the depth of the secondary tends to be really showing out. And again, some of this stuff is against air, so it's hard to really get a true gauge on it. But the facts are the facts, and the facts are this was the worst pass defense in the entire SEC last year, 111th out of 135, 136 teams. So that's the biggest. I wrote about this on hogbeat.com the other day that there's nowhere to. That was the exact headline. There's nowhere to go but up, and that's the biggest question mark. I really like what Nick Perry had to say the other day. Of course, it's always good when you get somebody with NFL ties, and anybody that played for and coached for Nick Saban, you definitely kind of get a little bit more excited about that. But yeah, that's probably what I would say. Maybe defensive end is in that group as well, but defensive backs to me have the most to prove out of any group on this team.
Kyle Sutherland's with us here on the Lewis Automotive Group Hotline, Hog Beat publisher. Kyle, you probably caught this secondhand. There was a fire a fire alarm issue yesterday. I think there was like a fog machine that went off or something. You know anything about
Yeah, wasn't it from the I didn't, because of course I wasn't there, but I had heard some rumblings about it. Wasn't it from the cheerleaders or something like that?
Yeah, I think they were trying to test the fog machine. It ended up set off the fire alarm, which is funny. We were Colton and I were kicking this around earlier, Kyle, about Arkansas's toughest game on the schedule, and you might be dumbfounded what I'm about to say, but I think it's Missouri. In my I don't. This probably isn't logical, and most things I say on air aren't. But my logic is that Missouri's going to be vying for a college football playoff spot. For whatever reason, you can't seem to beat these guys. It's at home. I think while it's Thanksgiving weekend, that used to be a big thing for Arkansas fans. Friday after Thanksgiving against LSU, I just don't think we've embraced it. And I'll listen. I'll put my hands up. I'm going to be out of town that weekend. I'll be in the big house. But I just think that game is the toughest, as weird as it is, even at home on Arkansas' schedule. Even put it above LSU and Texas. Where you got the toughest at?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's fair, Ty. I mean, I do, especially when you look at just the history of this. Now, will they be the toughest in terms of top to bottom talent? No, but I mean, we don't know what anybody's going to look like yet until we get and see it in games on the field. But you have a good point from just the mental part. I would say at this point, just because some bad things. What is they've beaten them once under Pittman and twice in the last however many years. So yeah, it's big time Missouri right now with the momentum. And so I think when you look at that from a mental standpoint, like Missouri may or may not be vying for a playoff spot. They've got a pretty easy schedule. So from a mental standpoint and just how you've looked against this team, and I know the past is the past, I don't think that's super crazy for you to say that.
Colin, to kind of go off that, what is the more important game to overcome? Tommy asked a good question a week or so ago about the mountain that needs to climb. Is it Missouri, or is it finally getting A&M at home for the first time in about a decade? What's the bigger mountain they got to climb between Missouri and A&M this year, especially with D-Mac and his teammates and probably Coach Nutt being in the house?
No, you're talking about from that A&M game to Missouri, or you're talking about
between the two. I'm sorry, I probably phrased that incorrectly. Between A&M and Missouri, both those mountains have been tough to climb for the Razorbacks over the years. Which is more important for them to win this season? To close it out with the win against the Tigers, or to finally beat Texas A&M here at home?
To me, it's probably Missouri. Obviously, you always want to win those trophy games, especially. And I know that probably a lot of people are really excited for the A&M game to be back at a home-and-home series. It was cool at Jerry World at first, but after a little while, it kind of lost its luster. But at least that's my personal opinion. But when you look at Missouri, again, like you said, it's that win to close out the Razorbacks. Maybe they'll be at 6 wins, and then they'll get that 7th win and a chance at 8 in a bowl game, which I know if 8 wins against this schedule, that's going to probably make for a mostly happy fan base, of course, just depending on how the season goes overall. But I would say Missouri 100%, just because, and the fans probably too. The fans, yes, many of them. I think is it Ole Miss or A&M, Todd, that you have just a super?
Oh, it's A&M. It's A&M. But I have friends that do stuff with Ole Miss, and I'm gonna go to Oxford this year and see some friends that went there. But it's just so annoying. That game has been a good series, with the exception of last year with Arkansas and Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin there. But it's A&M. A&M is the
that's what and then it's Ole Miss baseball. That's right. I remember now. Yeah. So that your disdain for A&M, that's how I've noticed that there are some that can see from the fan standpoint, mine's Ole Miss overall, but I know some for LSU, Texas, whatever the case may be. But I feel like this Missouri game, just because it is the last one of the year, the Razorbacks haven't fared against them well in recent memory in the big picture. And plus, yet in the Eli Drinkwitz effect, that's just also taking social media and just the country by storm when it comes to this game. So I think that one would probably be the one that really you point to that they got to get that win this year.
All right, Kyle, before we let you go, we got a couple texts here asking about anthracite or the front-facing hogs. Which one's worse? You get about 30 seconds.
Oh, gosh, man. You had to give me those two? Oh.
Arkansas has to sport one of them when they host Notre Dame. Which one?
If I had, I'm not crazy about the front facing hog. I hate the anthracite, so I'll pick to eliminate that. But I'm not an extreme hater of the front facing. It's going to be my last. If I have 5 hats, that's going to be the 5th hat I choose. But I'm not going to just throw it away. But yeah, I'm not a super hater of the front facing hog. It's just not my favorite. But yeah, neither one of those I'm a big fan of.
I didn't throw it away, but I got a really nice pullover a couple years ago, and then I flipped it and it had the front facing hog. I said nope, and I gave it to Sabres the next day. So
yeah,
that happens. That happens from time to time. Well, I know you got to run. You mentioned Coach Colby Smith, running backs coach, that's going to be with the Arkansas media here in about 20 minutes or so. So we'll let you run. Kyle, good stuff as always. Kyle Sutherland, hogbeat.com publisher. Appreciate you hopping on with us kind of in the midst of fall camp and everything that's going on, brother.
Absolutely, Ty. Anytime. Great catching up.
All right, it is always a good football Friday, 22 days out, brought to you by QC Kinetix. Maybe you have hip, maybe you have shoulder pain. Something's going on, and you want to figure it out. Well, QC Kinetix Regenerative Medicine can help you do that to repair damaged joint tissue. They can help hips, shoulders, elbows, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're trying to heal, they can do it. Give them a call, 479-999-1234, 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetix. Help your body heal itself with QC Kinetix. They bring you Football Friday every single Friday. Coming up, Matt Jones, Phil Elson, Big C, halftime got you in the next 3 hours, followed by Ruskin and Zach. We'll talk to you next week.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver,